knows that. You're just looking ridiculous.
No, I'm sorry, Pyro. What's ridiculous is the evidence you're basing this existence of any quantum effect having any of the
Every
implications
physics
you're
department
describing.
on the planet
It
teaches
doesn't
quantum
fucking
physics.
matter. It doesn't fucking matter. We're talking about quantum mechanics
It's a
versus
theory of
quantum
physicists.
theory, and quantum theory is a pile of
Physicists came up
crap.
with it. Physicists
Oh, it doesn't
came
matter,
up with it.
Pyro. We know what it is. It's error
It's
math.
physics.
Period. It's error math. It's not
physics,
real
though.
physics. It's
Well,
pi.
stop saying
It's
it's not
fucking
physics.
pi.
Let's just
Is
go back
pi
to the
real
pi.
math? Is pi a real number? No, it's a lie. It's a fucking shortcut, and you goddamn know it. And so is quantum theory. It's a motherfucking
I'm not going to
shortcut.
talk to you about that if we don't even admit that quantum physics is a theory of physics that physicists came up with.
Well,
and
I'm
it's a part
sorry,
of
it's
physics.
not a theory. What's the theory, Pyro? It's math. What is the theory? What is quantum theory? The multiverse? That's not a fucking fact.
That
Photons
particles
only,
like electrons.
photons only exist when we look at them. They only have a wave pattern when we look at them. Bullshit.
Well, for example, it's the theory that the electron is not just a little BB of a particle, but that it's actually a wave packet. That's the basic theory.
Yeah, right.
all
The basic theory is that we can't measure the damn thing, so we'll call it a wave packet because we don't understand the mechanics of it. So we'll make up
you
a
can
pile of
measure it.
shit.
You can measure it.
We'll make up a pile of shit. No, you can't measure it, Pyro. You can't. Can't be done. You have no
can't measure
instrument
it.
that can do that. No, you don't.
They can't measure
You have no
electrons.
instrument
They
that
can't
can
measure electrons.
measure. I'm sorry, Pyro. You cannot observe it without affecting it.
I don't even know what you're trying to say now.
Oh, well, what I'm trying to say is, Pyro, you can't look at a fucking car by throwing a car at a car.
I can't throw a car anyway, but no, he was coughing, but that's not funny. That's well soon, Gary. Funny part is that I can't even throw a car, let alone see a car thrown at a car by throwing the car and watching it bounce off into another car. But, I hope you feel better, Gary.
Yeah, well, I just choked on it. I mean, you combine quantum with spirituality, and there's no conversation. These are non-starters. Spirituality is a mind fart, and quantum is a fucking god of the gaps.
God of the gaps. That's all it is.
To fill a temporary gap in our knowledge.
Well, basically with the spirituality, I am saying that it's just like any other urge, and you can see past it, right? Because it's just there because we weren't smart enough to know for an intellectual reason. But as far as the quantum physics, that's just, I don't even know. We can't even talk about that, though people love when you just get all upset, so you can do that about quantum mechanics. But whatever, even if it is total bullshit, it was made up by physicists. Physicists think it's part of physics. They get to say what's part of physics, not you, so you should at least admit it's part of physics.
Like I say, I admit the math is useful, okay, because you need some kind of math to do these equations. So you have to have pi. Pi is an important fucking thing. We couldn't do the math without it. But let's admit what it is. It's a fake number. It's not a real number. It's a fake number. Quantum math allows you to create a bunch. Well, whatever. The point is, Pyro, it is not describing the reality. Okay? There is an actual circumference, not an unactual circumference. It is not a measurement. It is a guesstimate. All right? And I'm just saying that quantum mechanics is pi multiplied times 100. It is just creating placeholders, fillers. So you create probability charts, and you start multiplying the probability charts instead of multiplying a fixed real number. And that's all it is. And because we don't have a fixed number, we don't have a way of calculating it in any real experiment. So we're stuck with a goddamn empty space, and we have to fill it with a rational variable, so we pick one, and it's called a probability. And that's all it is. It's probability math. It is not magic. It is not real. It is a fucking goddamn shortcut to the answers we need, but it's not the real equation.
I don't really know what you mean. I mean, I understand we can't represent it as a number, but it is a ratio, a real ratio. I mean, if you have a circle and a square, the ratio...
But the ratio only exists because we can't define it. So we create a fucking ratio to express it because we can't observe it. We can't get the actual measurement. But the actual measurement does exist in the reality. If I have a sphere in my hand, I don't have one handy, it has an actual circumference. All right? It doesn't have pi. It has an actual circumference.
But what are you talking about? The ratio of a square, the circumference, if you'd call it, of a square, to a circle of the same diameter, that involves pi. That involves the number pi. The number really is
exactly,
pi.
But pi is not a number. You're not getting me. It's not a real number. All right? The real circle has a fixed circumference, not an unending circumference, a fixed circumference. It has an actual...
Can't have that.
It stops. It doesn't go a million places or 10 million places or 10 billion places. It stops at 0.04216, period. All right? No pi shit. All right? I'm just saying that pi is a useful tool, but it's a guesstimate tool. It's an estimate tool. It is not the real deal.
Well, I mean, we know that's true what you're saying. I mean, yeah, that's why I say math is just idealized in that sense, because for that matter, there's a finite number of molecules in the ink that you drew the circle with. So if you're talking about a real circle that you drew, there's a finite number of objects that make it up, little dye molecules. So yeah, obviously there's not a
right. Well, that's what I'm saying is I'm just saying there's parts of the math that we have to use shortcuts because we can't use the real thing. And I'm just saying quantum mechanics is
isn't just
ultimate
math.
is the ultimate shortcut math because it turns everything into this is the ambiguous cloud we can't see in. So we'll just count the cloud. The probability cloud.
Yeah, but you're just counting what
now that we've given it a fixed cloud shape, we can do things with it. Now we can calculate with it. Because if we don't give it a shape, if we don't confine the probabilities and define them, we can't do the math at all. So if we do it, we can do the math. The math is built into it, the error. Just as in, like I said, you can do calculations with pi and you can get a number. But the number will not be the actual number. It will be flawed. And so the more math you do with that number, the more the flaw is going to reveal itself ultimately. And the math will be unconclusive. It will create a problem.
Listen.
Like the pool ball thing. The pool ball thing works if you don't have fucking pi in that equation. If you don't have fucking fake numbers in the equation, you can do the pool ball thing forever and ever and ever, and it'll be a reliable prediction. It's only when you start putting in fudgy numbers and guesstimates and unreal numbers that it gets all fucked up.
You keep acting and you think, and you're mistaken, that quantum mechanics is like string theory, where it's just been a bunch of math, okay, reverse engineered to things. That's not true. In quantum mechanics, they have looked inside the cloud. You can't get a photograph of some of these things, but you can do experiments that tell you that it's one way versus
and those
another
experiments,
way.
those experiments can be explained without doing it this way. You can explain why a fucking electron might have 10 different phases of its reality, 10 different energy levels it can achieve. And because of those 10 different energy levels, depending on what energy level it's at,